I would guess that people would think you and I would feel a little awkward, kind of embracing.
No.
But it didn't feel awkward
I wish
at all.
that I had never given you the show. I wish I had rented it to you.
You could have leased it, huh?
Or I wish I had married you if I really wanted.
Jack created the first real talk show where people talked.
He was so many things at midnight, and he was live, and he was exciting. And he found new people, and he helped new people, and he brought on the superstars of the world who never before would even think of exposing themselves to an ad-lib show.
It almost didn't matter in the Paar days what else was on the air, because America was watching The Tonight Show with Jack Paar.
I'm supposed to be you. When I do your show, I'm here. This is where you sit. Now, what do we do first?
First, you greet the audience and say hello, and,
You welcome the audience.
So I say that.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold it, Jack.
What?
It's time for the first commercial.
Already? I just got started.
It'll only take a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a 17-jewel, shockproof, waterproof wristwatch. Now, watch this remarkable demonstration. There you are. This hammer can be purchased at your local market.
One staffer said one time, he said, you got to understand, he said, Jack is not mentally ill. He's a carrier of mental illness.
What do you do for exercise?
I stumble, and then I fall into a coma.
He is a very rare man who was a very rare personality.
How did you hear you're going to have a baby?
How did you hear you was going to have a baby? I'd hate to get it in the mail, I'll tell you that.
Never mind what night. Just tell me when the baby... No! Your wife was already pregnant when this happened.
Hey, you know more about it than me. No, I'm done. We didn't even know you then.
No, the little one. You don't know me. She calls me Dada. You know the little one.
The guy lived his life on the screen.
I have a cold tonight on top of everything. Everything's running but me, And that's bad cold. You have to be careful. They dry your sinuses and, and your, what are these things? Sinuses and, not adenoids. What are these? Fingers. Fingers, yes.
Jack had the ability, I think, to seize on what was going on at the time. He sensed the times as they were.
Can Kennedy be defeated in '64?
Well, which one?
If you made Paar, I mean, that was it for you.
All these guys, they will kick off. They will kick off. All right, this team here will kick off. We'll kick off. What goal we defend? We defend any goal you give us. Yeah.
And I found Jack.
Sex is funny?
Yes. Uproariously funny.
Jack, you giggle a lot, too? Are you a giggler?
The thing is, it's inherently funny. It's a funny idea. It's a funny way of reproducing the species. The whole operation is funny, from beginning to end, in my opinion.
Well, I prefer just sitting on an egg, to tell you the truth.
An hour and 45 minutes is a long, long time. And that was how the original Tonight Show that I did lasted for over 5 years in that form. When Johnny took it, he was able to cut it down. I wish I had been able to, but I never thought of it that way. The idea I had, and I kept, was I wanted it to feel like theater, not to be out of its time and place. It was at 11:15 to 1. I was very conscious of the time, and I asked people to speak softly. I fought when they raised the level of the commercials. That's a shock, because most people were watching it in bed or in their dens.
He was one of the early ones that realized we weren't broadcasting to ladies and gentlemen. We were broadcasting to individuals in their living room or in their bed. And that intimacy, I think, and coupled with the reality, was a real pioneering force in how television operates. He set that tone.
I suppose some of you see The Tonight Show with some regularity, and you're surprised to see me in person because You watch me in bed through your feet. And you're under the impression that I'm a tall, thin guy with 11 noses.
The combinations of guests, often the juxtaposition would be just inherently funny in itself. And Jack could exploit that very well, too. And he put the spotlight on the guest. He wasn't trying to just put it on himself.
Listen, why don't you play for him? You'd rather play than fight with him, wouldn't you?
Oh, that's I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Well, why don't you play and let Cassius? Because if you can't fight, if it doesn't work out, you can always get a job with Burma Shave. I think the way with us rhyming.
Would you like me to play?
Yeah, that'd be a beautiful combination.
All right.
And Cassius play.
All right. Move that way a little bit. You're standing in front of my candelabra.
What you want to do?
Well, you recite something and I'll make up the music to it. For a change, do the one about you.
This is the legend of Cassius Clay, the most beautiful fighter in the world today. He talks a great deal and brags indeedy of a muscular punch that's incredibly speedy. The fistic world was dull and weary. With a champ like Liston, things had to be dreary. Then someone with color, someone with dash, brought fight fans a-running with cash. This brash young boxer is something to see, and the heavyweight championship is his destiny. This kid fights great. He's got speed and endurance. But if you sign to fight him, increase your insurance.
Jack was so good at talking to people and convincing them that he was interested in what they had to say. They opened up and they said things they would never say. I've heard people say things that they regretted the rest of their lives because Jack has that ability to do that.
And the question then is Hoffa an improvement over Dave Beck?
Oh, there's no comparison between Mr. Hoffa and Mr. Beck. Mr. Beck was just a thief. I mean, this is not...
We may be in court together, you and I hope the hell you know what you're doing, because I don't...
It was an election year, and Jack reached out and offered John F. Kennedy, would he like to come on for as a guest interview? And he told him he would be inviting also Richard Nixon. And John Kennedy, rest his soul, he accepted. And he was charming. He was wonderful. He was funny. He was breezy. He was one of the most important men in the world. And it opened up a new thing for Jack.
May I ask you, so that I don't look too naive, a tough question right off the bat?
And whether I'm a Democrat or Republican?
Hey, would it be rude of me if I called you John?
That'd be fine.
Because if you make it, it would be nice for my daughter to know that. We have a small arrangement, you know. Well, we got the best audience we've had in here in a long time, Barry.
That's the best show you've had in a long time.
Paar did not have a particular political or ideological axe to grind. But he did, in exposing all of these persuasions, he educated the people more than they are now educated by television with these phony debates, which aren't really debates, and the paid political announcements, which are an abomination. I long for the Tonight Show, that atmosphere, because I think the public learned more about politicians then than they are able to now in our medium. And Jack was responsible for a lot of